Listen to this. How are you today?
I'm really tired. I didn't sleep well.
Now listen again, this time with just a couple of extra words to glue those sentences together. How are you today?
I'm really tired. To be honest, I didn't sleep well.
You can hear the difference instantly. Just adding those three little words, to be honest, connects those sentences in a natural, very British way. And in this video, you're going to learn 10 of these connector phrases that native speakers use every day across the UK, so you can start adding them into your English straight away. Hi, I'm Steve. Let's do this. Let's start with the one you just heard, to be honest. This tells the listener that what comes next is the real truth. It comes from your heart, it pulls them in. It says, this is what I really think. Listen to these two statements and notice how cold they sound. I don't enjoy going to the gym. I don't like any sort of exercise. But with the connector phrase, I don't enjoy going to the gym. To be honest, I don't like any sort of exercise. Now that's more natural. It feels more like a real conversation. To say this like a native speaker, first change the oo in to a schwa. That's that little sound that's so common in British English. And also, don't pronounce the H in front of honest. It's not honest, it's just honest. So the whole thing is to be honest. And at normal speed, to be honest. You try, to be honest. It's important that none of it is stressed. In fact, none of these connecting phrases are. They're all said quickly and at a slightly lower volume to the two things they connect. So keep it light, keep it quick. Now we're going to use to be honest to connect these two statements. I like the cafe, the coffee is a bit weak. Repeat after me. I like the cafe, to be honest, the coffee is a bit weak. Next we have I mean. And this is one of the most common of these connector phrases in British conversation. You use it when you want to add a second thought that gently explains the first one. First, without. The party was fun. Not many people turned up, but we had a good time. And with. The party was fun. I mean, not many people turned up, but we had a good time. In natural speech, the I often changes to a soft ah sound. So instead of I mean, it becomes I mean. You try, I mean. Now I want you to know you can use this I to the little A sound all the time in fast English. Did you hear me just say it? I want you to know. I didn't say I want you to know. Next, we're going to use I mean to connect these two sentences and bring life to them. The film was long. It was really good. Repeat after me. The film was long. I mean, it was really good. Next, you know. Most English language learners put you know at the end of the sentence, but British speakers often use it in the middle as a sort of bridge between two statements. It says, I think you'll understand what I'm trying to say here. Listen to the difference it makes. I didn't say anything. I thought it might cause a problem. And with it, I didn't say anything. You know, I thought it might cause a problem. To sound like a native speaker, change the vowel sound, the oo in you, to that schwa sound again. So you simply becomes y. And the whole thing sounds like this. You know. You try. You know. Now, let's use that. It's expensive living here. The rent keeps going up. Now, with the connecting phrase, repeat after me. It's expensive living here. You know, the rent keeps going up. To be fair, this one instantly makes you sound British. Use it when you've criticised something and you want to show that you can see both sides, you're balanced. The food wasn't great, it was cheap. Becomes, the food wasn't great, to be fair, it was cheap. Again, just like we did with the to be honest, we're going to change the to the t. So it sounds like this. To be fair. You try. To be fair. Remember, don't put any stress on it. Keep it light and quick. To be fair. Let's practice with these statements. The team played okay. They were missing their best player. There's nothing wrong with that. It just doesn't sound very natural. But when we add this little connector, it becomes, the team played okay. To be fair, they were missing their best player. Your turn. The thing is, British people use this when they want to explain something, especially when it's a little bit awkward or a little uncomfortable for them to say. It's much nicer than using but. That sounds a little cold. So, I'd love to come out tonight. I've got to work early tomorrow. Becomes, I'd love to come out tonight. The thing is, I've got to work early tomorrow. Can you hear that sounds so much warmer? Now, native speakers, when they're saying this, will move the G from the end of thing across to the start of is. So instead of thing is, it becomes thing is. Listen, the thing is. And at normal speed, the thing is. You try. The thing is. Remember, move that G across. The thing is. Now use the thing is to connect these two sentences. I want to help. I'm really busy this week. Repeat after me. I want to help. The thing is, I'm really busy this week. This next one is a little different from the others. You use if anything when the second sentence doesn't just add to the first, it makes it stronger. Listen to these. I thought it would get easier. It got harder. And now using our little connector, I thought it would get easier. If anything, it got harder. Or, I didn't think I'd like the city. I loved it. Becomes, I didn't think I'd like the city. If anything, I loved it. For the pronunciation, just like the thing is, where we joined thing and is, British people do the same here, but with the F moving to the front of the A in anything. Listen slowly first. If anything. And at normal speed, if anything. You try. If anything. Now, let's make these two sound more natural. I wasn't sure about the new job. It's better than I expected. Which becomes, I wasn't sure about the new job. If anything, it's better than I expected. Your turn. Next, we have it's sort of. And we use this as a connecting phrase when we don't want to sound too certain about something. It stops you sounding too sure. Listen to the difference. I like the new place. It felt like home straight away. Which becomes, I like the new place. It sort of felt like home straight away. For the pronunciation, the schwa, the little sound, takes the place of the whole of. So instead of sort of, it becomes sorta. Listen again. It's sorta. You try. It's sorta. Let's practice. I enjoyed the party. Went on a bit too long. Becomes, I enjoyed the party. It sort of went on a bit too long. Mind you is very British. Use it after you've said something positive to add another way of thinking about it. The hotel was lovely. It wasn't cheap. Becomes, the hotel was lovely. Mind you, it wasn't cheap. Here, the D and the Y come together to change into a j sound. So instead of mind you, it sounds like mind you. Listen, mind you. You try, mind you. Let's have a go at gluing these two statements together. The new restaurant is really popular. You have to book weeks in advance. And with our connecting phrase, the new restaurant is really popular. Mind you, you have to book weeks in advance. Your turn. In a way, it's useful when you want to give your opinion on something, but keep it gentle. It shows that your opinion is not fixed. You might change your mind. Listen what a difference it makes when it connects these two sentences. She's quite strict. That's why the team respect her. Which becomes, she's quite strict. In a way, that's why the team respect her. Try to say in a way as one single flowing sound with the schwa in the middle. Listen and repeat. In a way. In a way. You try. Now use in a way to connect these two sentences. Moving abroad was difficult. It was the best thing I ever did. Which becomes, moving abroad was difficult. In a way, it was the best thing I ever did. This is the one British people use when they want to give their final opinion on something, especially when people haven't been able to agree. It says, whatever else is going on, here's what really matters. Imagine you've just been in a meeting and you say to a colleague, I didn't agree with everything, it's their decision. Listen to how much more natural and final it sounds when we add that little connecting phrase. I didn't agree with everything. At the end of the day, it's their decision. In this little phrase, the appears twice. The first one before end. This changes into the to help it blend in. So it's not the end, it's the end. However, the second the before day stays as the. So the whole phrase is like this. At the end of the day. At the end of the day. You try. Now we're going to use at the end of the day to connect these two sentences. The plan isn't perfect. It's the best option we have. Repeat after me. The plan isn't perfect. At the end of the day, it's the best option we have. Now I want you to think of these connecting phrases as spice that you can sprinkle into your conversations to make you sound like a native speaker. You're not stuck with using just one at a time. Listen to how unnatural this sounds. It was a lovely day today. I walked to work. I usually do this when it's sunny. But when we add a few connecting phrases to glue all those sentences together, it becomes, "It was a lovely day today. You know, I walk to work. To be honest, I usually do when it's sunny." It suddenly becomes far more like a conversation that a native speaker would actually have. The learners who start to sound genuinely British aren't the ones with the best grammar. They're the ones who've picked up this exact kind of language. The small words, the little connecting phrases, the little sounds between thoughts that makes English feel alive rather than rehearsed. If you want to go further with connected speech, this lesson will take you straight there.